Dr. Intan Azura Mokhtar.
Question 6, sir.
Every HDB block, condominium and private apartment development and landed property is served by recycling bins or a centralized chute for recyclables or CCR. Based on an NEA survey conducted over 2015 and 2016, about 83% of households practice recycling. Of those who practice recycling, 91% indicated that they did so via the recycling bins provided by our public waste collectors. Based on NEA's data on the commercial sector, 94% of large hotels and shopping malls have implemented recycling programs for their premises. As a whole, the non-domestic sector had a recycling rate of 76% in 2017. Besides the recycling bins in residential estates, there are about 125 sets of recycling bins deployed in public places with high human traffic in the central and south region of Singapore. 40.8 tons of recyclables were collected through these recycling bins in 2017. While the recycling rate for the non-domestic sector has been high, our domestic recycling rate has grown only gradually to 21% in 2017. This is higher than the figure cited in recent media reports, which only covers the National Recycling Program, or NRP. The NRP, which provides recycling bins and CCRs to make it convenient for households to recycle daily, is only one means by which domestic recyclables are collected. Other means include door-to-door collection by the informal sector and collection drives at community events. We are making it easier for residents to recycle in order to increase the domestic recycling rate to 30% by 2030, which is one of the targets of our Sustainable Singapore Blueprint. For example, from the 1st of April this year, all new non-landed private residential developments above 4 stories will need to provide dual chutes for refuse and recyclables. These dual chutes have already been introduced in new HDB built-to-order flats since January 2014. All existing condominiums will also have to provide one recycling bin per block from the 1st of August this year. We also recently announced plans to implement an e-waste management system through the extended producer responsibility approach by 2021. Ultimately, active participation in recycling by all Singaporeans is key to improving our domestic recycling rates. NEA will continue to engage Singaporeans and NGOs via social media posts, educational materials distributed at community and school events, and providing information on NEA's website and NEA's MyENV mobile app. We hope that through these initiatives, more will be encouraged to do their part for the environment.
Dr. Intan.
Thank you, Senior Minister of State, for the answers. I'm just wondering, what is the impact on the recycling process when items are all mixed together? Because there are some recycling bins that allow you to separate items, but there are some which allow you to mix the items together. And for the buildings that have dual chutes, one for rubbish and one for recyclable items, I wonder whether it's effective because, for example, glass bottles that can be recycled, when they are thrown from height, the moment they reach the ground floor, they are shattered into shards. How will that impact the recycling process, and can better education be carried out for residents who may confuse the two chutes, wondering that they can just throw rubbish into either one of them?
Thank the member for her supplementary question. With regards to the commingled recycling bin, I think our approach to encourage recycling by households is really to try and make it as convenient as possible for them to recycle, and of course to raise awareness about recycling. So the blue commingled recycling bin is placed at every HDB block, as well as provided to every landed private residential home. And that is really for ease of access, so that, first of all, they don't need to, invest extra effort and time in segregating the different recyclables. They also do not need to make space at home for the different recyclables, because they can just deposit their recyclables in the blue bins anytime. And then these recyclables will be taken to the materials recovery facility, the MRF facility, where the recyclables will be segregated and then brought to the relevant recycling plants for processing. The contamination of recyclables that you alluded to in that sense, because when you mix, first of all, for the blue commingled recycling bins, yes, there is contamination of recyclables if they actually deposit like food waste or non-disposables, recyclables in the bin, and the contamination rate is about 40% on average. I think for this, in this area, what we really want to do really is to appeal to the public to be gracious and not deposit the non-recyclables in the bins, particularly if it's food waste, and when it contaminates the recyclables, then you waste people's effort in wanting to do their part for the environment. And what we will also do is really to work with stakeholders at the ground, say for instance the town council, to make sure that there's sufficient waste bins around. We are also looking into putting up more prominent labels on the blue recycling bins to tell them no food and liquid waste in the recycling bins, and we hope that Singaporeans will be more gracious. As regards the dual chutes, actually a HDB study in 2012 showed that blocks with a dual chute system, that means one for waste and one for recyclables, actually contribute up to 3 times more recyclables than the blocks without those chutes. And because of this, since 2014, HDB has implemented the dual chute system for all the BTO flats launched from 2014. And we are requiring private non-residential developments, residential developments above 4 stories to also have this dual chute system from 1st of April. You are right that, if you throw recyclables into the chute, depending on where the glass land, glass bottles, for instance, it might get broken. But this will not affect the recovery of the other commingled recyclables at the MRF. And actually, even for glass pieces, as long as they are the larger pieces, they can be recovered for recycling.